My name is Cassandra Washington, and I am here from Teach and Take Time for You. And today we're going to do a presentation on Wave Goodbye to Stress and Burnout. Implement a mini wellness program in your school. Stress and burnout. We hear those words quite a bit lately in the field of education. As you know, teachers throughout the country, nationwide, worldwide, teachers are struggling with stress and burnout. So, according to Forbes magazine, and the article Can Focusing on Teacher Wellness Increase Student Achievement by Lily Jones, she states that districts all around the country struggle with teacher retention and recruitment. On top of that, our teachers are often reporting that they're feeling burned out and overworked. So, thinking about prioritizing teacher wellness, the question is, can it help with increasing student achievement? You know, if teachers are not working to their full capacity due to stress and burnout, it is going to eventually show up in test scores and student achievement. So thinking about stress and burnout for a minute and thinking about yourself, how do you feel? How do you feel? For a few minutes, I just want you to think about how you are feeling. Not even a few minutes, because we're doing this presentation and we're not going to take too much of your time. But once we're done, I want you to self-reflect and really think about, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate how you're feeling. Which area received the lowest rating and why? Are you thinking physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually? I want you to think on a scale of 1 to 10 how you're feeling in these 4 areas. Again, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually on a scale of 1 to 10. And write those down. And if you have someone with you or you have some teacher friends that you want to share this with, you can talk about that with your colleagues about your feelings on a scale of 1 to 10, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. How do you feel? So as we move on to the next, we talk about sharing with your coworkers. So how are your coworkers? And when I say coworkers, I'm not just talking about the teachers in your school, because it takes all of us in a school to make things work and to provide the needs for our students. So think about your teachers, your paraprofessional staff. That includes the aides, that includes the secretaries, everyone, the janitors, the lunchroom workers, everybody, and administrators. When you have an opportunity after this presentation, I want you to draw a simple picture of the ambiance of the school building or the teacher's lounge. And also, you can always put this on pause and you can draw that picture of the ambiance in your school building or your teacher's lounge. And then once you've done that, you can click so that you can continue on with the presentation. And it's okay if you only draw stick people. Everyone's not an artist, or we are in our own mind. And you take 5 minutes to draw the picture, and you can add captions too. So again, draw a picture, a simple picture. But if you want to get creative and release some stress, you can do your own creative artwork of the ambiance of the school building and the teacher's lounge. Now, supporting the mental health and wellness of teachers. It is a very high number. 78% of teachers express overwhelming levels of stress. That is not good. And that's according to a blog in EdWeek stating, "We need to support the mental health and wellness of our teachers," by Dana Thomas. 78% of teachers express overwhelming levels of stress. They are experiencing higher levels of stress and burnout. They're feeling like they're less effective in teaching and classroom management, less connected to their students, and less satisfied with their work. So again, if a teacher is stressed out and unhappy, she is or he is unable to deliver the best possible instruction to students. So we know that teacher anxiety, stress, and depression negatively affects student test results. So thinking about what you can do, what small thing that you can do within your school, even if you're a teacher or a teacher leader, all it takes is one person sometimes to start a trend. So what we want you to think about is creating a mini wellness program within your school. And you may start small with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 participants, and perhaps it will catch on. People will see what this mini wellness program is doing to your well-being and to the well-being of the others who are participating and want to join in. But the first thing that you must do is to assess the need. Assess the need. You can survey your staff to find out some things that they would like to do when it revolves around their wellness. You can also meet with your administrator, your principal or assistant principal to just give them this idea of what you would like to do, and so that they can give you the support that you need or the go ahead. Once you have met with your administrator and once you've surveyed your staff members, your colleagues, then you can create a plan. Again, you want to start small when you're developing your plan. And don't forget to recruit some helpers, because you cannot take on this all by yourself. Again, you'll start small. You can set goals, maybe 1 or 2. Do not go over 2, because remember, start small means small. What type of activities are feasible and affordable? If your principal is providing some funding or not, you want to make sure that you can afford to do the things that you set out to do. The logistics for in-school activities are there things that you're going to do within your school building, or are you going to go outside of your school building when you're planning the activities? So all of those things count. But again, remember to start small. Build a schedule. You're going to schedule out when you're going to actually think about having these activities. Is it going to be on a Friday evening after school? Is it going to be Monday, Tuesday? What are the days and the times after school or before school when you're going to set up the activities? Make sure that you market your program to your staff. Again, you want participants, and the only way to get participants is to market it to people and let them know the benefits of your mini wellness program. Let them know what they're getting, what's the bang for the buck, how is it going to affect your students, how is it going to affect their students, how is it going to affect the overall ambiance of your school. Always, always evaluate your program. You're evaluating because you want to know what works best and what needs more work and what you can eliminate, so that you can constantly make changes as needed. So again, you're going to assess your need, you're going to start small, you're going to build a schedule, and then you're going to evaluate your program. Some ideas to promote teacher wellness. 1, building relationships, finding out how your colleagues are feeling. Check in, check out, checking in on them. How's everything going? Wellness checks, just a simple, how are you doing? And if you know someone's not feeling well, checking in on them to see if there's anything that you can do to assist and support them. Peace and wellness circles. Well, peace circles, we know we do those a lot with our students, but they're great for adults too. It's an opportunity in a safe environment. That's what stays in that, what goes on in that circle stays in that circle. It's a safe environment to get some feelings and some emotions out among staff members and talk about things that you may need support on or how things are making you feel. Appreciation notes or boards within the school, whether it's in the teacher's lounge, where you're just putting up a little post-it note, thanking people, appreciating them, and letting them know all of the good things and wonderful things that they do. The second one, fewer directives, or from an administrative point of view, as a former principal, try to give as few directives as possible. Sometimes things are coming from your district level that you have to do, but let's lighten the load a little bit so that teachers aren't feeling so overwhelmed. 3, social outings, monthly get-togethers. Again, once a month on Fridays, are you going bowling? Are you going to the movies? You're going out to dinner? What are some activities that you can do for your staff mates? Special treats for staff, sometimes bringing in cookies, candy, free massages. People love to eat. Maybe have a tea time or coffee time or just some time where people feel special. One thing, if you have space in your building and if your administration is willing to give you that space, create a quiet space for the staff. Where's one little spot in the building where they can go and make it comfortable, where maybe there's a couch, there's a coffee table, there's some tea set up, some magazines or books, just a space where it's quiet, and making sure that it is always a non-judgmental space. So again, you're building relationships. We're hoping that there are fewer directives. You're planning some social outings, and if there's space in your building, create a quiet space for staff. Create an outline and elevator speech. So you want your administrator and you want your colleagues to buy into this plan of yours to create this mini wellness plan or mini wellness activities in your school. So you're going to have to prepare. You're going to have to brainstorm some ideas of what it looks like in your school and how it can best serve your colleagues. Once you do that, and you create your outline, you prepare a 30-second elevator speech to pitch or speech to create interest in your idea. So knowing what an elevator speech is, remember it is a clear, brief message or commercial about your mini wellness program. It will communicate what is your program, who is it for, and how the program will benefit teachers and staff in your building. Before you present your elevator speech, make sure you practice your elevator speech. And you can always record yourself practicing so that you know exactly what you sound like and what tweaks you can make to that speech. So in closing, when you return to your school after you've watched this video and you've done the activities within this presentation, aim to complete these things. You want to tweak your outline, the outline of your program. Survey your coworkers to see what type of things they would like to see or have as far as activities or programs within your school. Present your mini wellness program proposal to your administrator within your school. 4, set goals and dates to start the program. 5, market the program to staff. And then 6, remember, we're going to start small and celebrate the successes. I hope that in closing that these ideas are some things that can help you to create your program, to promote your program and tweak your program. Now, on that note, I'm wishing you well as you prepare for your mini wellness program within your school. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to presenting once again on a new topic.